at a global scale, both the ecological and the economic dimensions of the opportunity are easy to gauge, because tropical forests do store a fourth of all terrestrial carbon, something like 550 gigatons out of the 2,000 gigatons that we have. Tropical forests are also already a mitigation engine. They are already capturing something like 15% of our total carbon dioxide emissions. And thirdly, of course, tropical forests are described as a source of emissions. Of course, the fact is it's our activity, it's the land use change and the degradation that is going on that is the real source of emissions. But measured in that way, tropical forests are something like 14% of the total emissions, total man-made emissions. There was a study done a few years back called the Eliash Review, and they made an estimate of the economic benefits of halving the rate of deforestation out to 2020. And their estimate was that the present value of policy actions which led to that halving would be of the order of $4 trillion in present value terms. So ecologically significant, economically sizable. I think at a global scale, you can always conveniently make the argument. But the problem is, what happens on a local scale? Because when we take it away from the global scale, and I'm skipping past for a reason the national and the provincial scales, when you bring it to the local scales, what you face is local communities. They are forest dwellers, they are forest dependents. This is their life, this is their home. And you're describing and deciding about what you want to do with their lives and homes. It's also about looking at it from perspectives other than carbon, because the forest is not just sticks of carbon. It's about recognizing that apart from the mitigation of climate, you also have biodiversity benefits, you also have freshwater benefits, you also have community livelihood benefits, which accrue in terms of non-timber forest products and in terms of just the sheer being of these communities in and around forest areas. And fundamentally, what we have to recognize when we are looking at this is that we are dealing with basically the beginnings of a terrestrial carbon marketplace. And even though we came to it from the point of view of UNFCCC and a whole host of negotiations, and we came to it from a mitigation perspective, the reality is that in order to move forward in a way that works, we'll have to think beyond just forests and beyond just carbon. So now we are breaking this out into two further dimensions. It's not only forests, it's about all kinds of landscapes that are in and around the forest. It's not only carbon, but it's all of the other ecosystem services. So it's that kind of three-dimensional framework that you must keep in mind when you approach REDD+.